Today we're testing Parkside's latest version of battery-powered pruning shears, model PAAS 4A1. It has a maximum cutting capacity of 14mm and they claim 500 cuts on a single charge. The only accessories are a blade guard and a USB Type-C charging cable. No power adapter is included. These pruning shears are made for light work, as they clearly state on the box, for roses, bushes and garden flowers. They clearly were not made for cutting trees. They were made by Grizzly Tools in China. Here's the rest of the details if you want to pause the video and read them. As it was mentioned on the box, inside we have the pruning shears and USB charging cable and the manual. This shear's design is curved and much more ergonomic than the previous model and only has one trigger, as they removed the safety switch. The blade is made from stainless steel and it can be easily removed for sharpening or replacing. Parkside offers this knife as a replacement part. It can be also found online from other manufacturers, if only the tool would last as long as to need blade replacement. A nice thing is that they included a proper battery indicator. At the end of the handle we have the power button, an LED that indicates the tool is on, and a USB Type-C charging port. To start the tool, we need to double tap the trigger. To limit the maximum cutting capacity so it won't overwhelm the motor, they shortened the top jaw, which makes it look a little funny when closed. Here are the jaws compared to a classic pair of pruning shears. For the first test, I am using some thin green apple branches to see if it cuts clean without leaving some of the fibres uncut, like most cheap shears do. And it does a perfect job, cutting them clean and all the way through. Another feature I forgot to mention is that you can stop and reverse the cut at any point, unlike some models that are one click and they cut all the way, your finger included. This is around 10mm in diameter, and it also cuts it clean and without effort. The cut is similar to the manual Japanese pruning shears. Here I'm cutting a 14mm thick branch and it does it reasonably fast and produces a very clean cut. I'm not exactly the strongest person, but still cutting the branch using the manual shears took a lot of effort. It also squished the branch a little and bruised the bark. In a live tree, these could cause problems in time. It is clear that the electric shears produce a much cleaner cut. Let's test it on something a bit larger, this 17mm branch. It cuts it, but it struggles. It is clear that it was not meant for this kind of cuts. Parkside also offers a 20-volt model that is much more suited for tree pruning. Let's see how many cuts we can get out of a full battery. The manufacturer claims around 500 cuts on a single charge. And this is where things took a bad turn. At first I thought it overheated and went into some kind of protection mode. But no matter what I tried, it just would not start. The manual has no mention of a protection mode or a way to reset the tool. I tried pushing all the buttons in different order. I tried to keep them pressed for 3 or 10 seconds. I tried to let it sit for a while, but still nothing. The battery was charged before the test, and it still shows to be full, but for good measure I tried charging it again, which did not change anything. The tool still would not start. I asked on a Parkside Facebook group and 3 more people had the same problem that day, so beware if you get one of these, test it thoroughly in the 30 days return period. The stick that broke the camel's back was 15mm in diameter, which is above the 14mm maximum cutting capacity, so technically it is my fault for the malfunction. But I rarely had a tool that broke on the first use, so I am pretty disappointed, especially since I liked everything else about the shears, the way they looked, the way they stood in the hand, and especially the way they cut. Better luck next time, I guess.